All right, this is the Over Under podcast. We're live. It's Thursday Night Football, week one, and we'll see the defending champions take on the Buffalo Bills. The home team in the Super Bowl champs are an underdog. And week one, generally underdogs bark. Going back to since 2000, underdogs have done very well. But what is up with the home team not getting love in this one, not to mention the defending world champs? The hype train's on Buffalo. Buffalo's the favorite to win it all this year. I'm on the Rams. I like the Rams. Dan, I don't know why, but the last 2 weeks we've talked a lot of hype. Hype seems to be like the big thing. But I just love what Cooper Kupp is, and McVay. McVay's been awesome as a coach in this spot. I'm going to back them again tonight. Maybe there's some reasons why to take Buffalo, and don't get me wrong, they've been very good as well of late. But I'll give you a couple of stats that I saw, earlier when it came to these two teams. But what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, so I gave it out last night on the college podcast. I played the Rams plus 2.5. I actually ended up finding a 3 earlier in the week, but I think 2.5 is still a very good number. I think if you want, honestly, you don't care about the points, you're okay playing the money line, and I think the Rams money line is just as good as a play as 2.5. I think at this point, as long as you're getting plus 120 on the money line or above, I think you're perfectly fine there. To be perfectly honest with you, and there's still some plus 120s out there, so you should be able to kind of find that no problem. Look, Joe, here's my kind of thoughts on this game. First off, you mentioned it, hype. That has been the kind of the key word that's been going on for the past, I don't know, couple of weeks. We just saw it in college football. NC State, so much hype coming into the year. Utah, so much hype coming in the year. Those teams should be 0-2 in college football. You want to throw in the third team there, in my opinion, it's probably Ohio State. So between the three of them, we're talking about a lot of hype and 3 bad performances in college football. Take a look at the NFL this year. The hype, who's the hype machine on? Well, it's on the Bills. It's on the Dolphins a little bit. It's on the Lions. It's on the Raiders for sure. There's a lot of hype going around, as there always is. The Broncos, of course. No doubt. There's no questions about that. But to me, the most hype in the league outside of maybe the Raiders is got to be the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills, the clear Super Bowl favorites at pretty much every single book now to win the Super Bowl. They're clear to win the AFC. And there's just not a lot of contenders. And you look up and down the AFC, it's kind of hard to find another team that you like. A lot of people say Kansas City. I personally think maybe the Chargers or Miami step up to kind of be that team to be competitive. But regardless, it's not, the AFC is not nearly as deep as the NFC with kind of contenders, and I understand that. So the hype train's kind of gone out of control here with Buffalo. This number opened -1. Rams -1. Yes, Jeremy Conley, I am in the dungeon. Unfortunately, I didn't get up and didn't turn the lights on. But yes, I am in the dungeon here. Sorry, I just forgot. But look, I got to be honest with you. I really do think that you taking a look at this game, the Rams are incredibly undervalued here, and I don't quite get it. Quite get why. Home team come out the Super Bowl win, a big emotional win. It's banner night. It's you know what I mean. Like this is it's celebration night in LA, which how many fans do they have? Sure, it's a good question. Maybe they'll actually have a few real fans, but this time around. But regardless, I think Buffalo, the hype has gotten out of control. What has Buffalo really added to the team since last year that really makes you look and go, "Oh, this team should be a 2.5-point road favorite against the defending world champs"? I just, again, I don't really feel great about the Buffalo Bills and what they've done this offseason. I'm not saying that they're not talented. They shouldn't be the Super Bowl favorites. I get the number. I get the market. I understand why. But the fact is that the additions that they made haven't been amazing. Jamison Crowder is their big addition in the wide receiver, in the wide receiver room. James Cook, sure, he should be an addition in the running back room. I don't really love, the defensive additions. Obviously, Von Miller, big name, but can Von Miller, play 17 games and kind of go throughout the year? We're gonna find out tonight. I think that it's a team that to me didn't add a ton during the offseason. And they're facing a team who I think, continued to spend money and work the salary cap and do just those things. They bring in, even through the draft, Kyron Williams, who I think is going to be a legitimate contributor in the running back staff. The addition of Al Robinson has basically been non-existent throughout NFL circles. But to me, that might be one of the biggest additions of the offseason. You basically bring in a legitimate number 2 wide receiver. We saw how the offense looked in the Super Bowl before Odell Beckham Jr. got hurt. I mean, the offense was cooking with Kupp and Beckham, in the playoffs last year. Now you're bringing Robinson, who might even be an upgrade on what Beckham was. You bring in Bobby Wagner to run that, to run the linebacking core, and replace the loss of Von Miller, I guess. To me, they still have an elite secondary with Jalen Ramsey leading there. I look at this, I'm very, very surprised where this number has gone. I really thought it would go the other way, but it certainly hasn't. I think LA is going to shift the running backs around. I think, McVay is going to be, I'll take the coaching mismatch as well. I'm not telling you that, I'm not going to do it, Joe. I'm not going to tell you that, the Bills have a terrible coach anymore. I think I'm done, ripping on Sean McDermott, but I do give the coaching advantage to the Rams. I give the quarterback edge to the Bills, but the large majority of everything else, the wide receiver core, I think is pretty damn close. Probably tick towards the Rams there, even though as much as I love Gabe Davis, the running back room tick towards the Rams. You sure maybe tight end you could give them, but offensive line pretty damn close. Again, the defense, you just go up and down pretty damn close. Again, just looking from a power rating sample, I'd probably make this game close to a pick 'em. You're giving me 2.5 points with the home team, in a primetime game. I'm going to take them there. I really like the Rams in this spot, and I think they are a fantastic teaser side tonight as well. Then again, don't ever tease an NFL total, no overs, no unders, and never tease a college side or a total. But NFL 6-point teasers, the Rams from 2.5 to 8.5, I like them with, I don't know. I personally, really like Minnesota 1.5 to 7.5. I don't think is terrible. Seattle 6.5 to 12.5. I think is still pretty decent. To be perfectly honest with you, I like San Francisco personally this week. So getting San Francisco 6-7 to 1, I don't think is terrible. So, I think there are some good numbers out there for teasers. I would not tease the Ravens. I know people are going to ask about that. No, I would not tease them. No, I would not tease the Colts. No, I would not tease the Chiefs, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think that the Rams are a great teaser side. And if you want to leave an open teaser for another week, that's fine too. I think for me, Vikings Rams would be my favorite teaser of the week if I was going to do one. But to me, Rams plus 2.5, that's my bet. That's what I'm rolling with. I was hoping for a 3 this week. Haven't seen one, with the exception of very, very few. I think South Point had one today, minus 110. And a few PPHs had one for a little bit, but that's it. There's basically been no 3s outside on the board, so I'm rolling with that.
All right, we're both on the Rams tonight. In the last 5 meetings, the over is 4-1 to the over, and the Bills have won this matchup. And I know they're different teams now, but I can see why people like the Bills. Go on the Rams, and I'll repeat this one last time. Sean McVay 5-0 against the spread in Week 1 games. But here's another one: the Super Bowl champion. They've only been an underdog in Week 1 9 times. 4 of them were home underdogs. 4-0 against the spread. So I'm going to ride that trend tonight. Ring the bell if you want. But yep, I like the Rams tonight, Dan.
UPP in that as well?
Oh, still, why not? Sure, it's the first time of the year.
There you go. That's right. So both of us on the Rams tonight. I think it's a good spot. And again, it never hurts. It never hurts to say stuff like this, but I don't know a single book right now, with the exception of the California books, of course, that needs the Rams tonight. That needs the Bills tonight. I don't know a single one. I know a lot of books need the Rams. Obviously, it doesn't really mean much, to be perfectly honest with you, but that is something that, if you value stuff like that, nice little tidbit to know. I personally think that it's a little bit overblown this early in the season, but I think that there is some sort of something to that. And so, yeah, to me, again, I think that there is a legitimate value there tonight, Joe. I got to be honest. I like the Rams. I think they win this game. I think you can look at some alt spreads on this one too.
All right, we got a podcast dropping tomorrow. We discussed every game. We have every college football game as well. We're going to do a live show on Saturday morning, and I would suggest listening to our interview on Toucher and Rich today.
Yeah, it went super well.
So I'll leave that on a teaser note. Dan, we've done 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get out of here. Let's enjoy football. This has been a live edition of the Over Under Podcast.
Who you got? Good luck tonight, guys.